Want to hear something startling? According to proliteracy.org, a foundation dedicated to teaching the world to read, in the United States, an estimated 30 million people over the age of 16 can read no better than an average elementary school student. Worldwide, nearly 800 million adults are illiterate in their native language, 2/3 of them being women. For me, my parents always encouraged reading. Ever since I remember, I've always had a book in my hand. I'm wearing a book shirt right now. That's why now, as an adult, I love reading to children. I believe encouraging children to read opens up a future for them. But it's saddening to see children at the ages of 10 and 11 who can barely read Green Eggs and Ham and books like Frog and Toad. Illiteracy is obviously a problem. Without proper guidance, funding, and support, illiteracy will always stay a problem and will continue to affect our country's economy. In this essay, I will be discussing how illiteracy is affecting our economy, why there are so many Americans illiterate, and simple solutions to help fight the illiteracy battle. Illiteracy in adults is one of many problems that are currently affecting the U.S.'s declining economy. According to proliteracy.org, low literacy costs the U.S. some $225 billion a year in non-productivity in the workforce, crime, and loss of tax revenue due to unemployment. According to the National Commission on Adult Literacy, we can invest in the basic education skills of our workforce and remain competitive in today's economy, or we can continue overlooking the glaring evidence of a national crisis and move further into decline. As the world progresses, so do the demands for a better and more educated employees. If you're to look in today's classified section of the newspaper, you will see that most of the jobs ask for a high school diploma or post-secondary education. But in 2008 alone, the year that I graduated high school, 1.2 million young adults dropped out of high school. 1.2 million is just 200,000 people less than the entire population of Oregon. That is 1.2 people entering the workforce with no evidence of basic reading, writing, and math skills. So now that you understand what the problem is, we will dive into what are some of the causes of that problem. Illiteracy is a cycle. If a parent cannot read past a basic 5th grade level, how do you expect their children to progress in their education if they're not getting that support at home? Most of all uneducated adults who cannot read earn incomes below the poverty line. And because of that, 1 in every 5 children are living in poverty. In communities where most of the population earns below the poverty level, taxes aren't being paid in local governments. Money is being put towards keeping criminals away. Money is not going to the schools, and there's not enough allocation of the money being put into the education system. According to the National Commission on Adult Literacy, of the 30 million adults who are classified as 16 and over with 30 million adults without high school diplomas, in the year 2006, only 400,000 individuals received a GED. The standards of the GED test are not progressing with the times. In some states, recommended studying for the GED exam is just a simple packet. Adults are not being provided with proper tools and guidance to get them ready for the GED and post-GED education. So what are some of the solutions to help bridge the gap in this literacy battle? On a government level, the U.S. just need to revise what they already have. Currently, the U.S. government, according to the U.S. Department of Education, has an act called the Adult Education Economic Growth Act. Currently, the program only receives enough funding to support 3 million people a year. That's 27 million adults that are going without tools for an education. The U.S. Department of Education is still trying to come up with a new bill that will increase education for their overall goal because their overall goal is to educate 20 million adults by 2020. Under this new bill, they want to refocus and redefine who and how they can, or how their needs can be focused. With the new act, they hope to set program goals, offer incentives, and devise new strategies that are relevant to encourage adults to learn. For local governments, they can work more with already established government programs to find out what their main problems are. They can revise plans that cater to different levels of illiteracy. They can develop programs geared toward immigrants, geared towards single-parent households who are barely struggling to keep going. They can offer low-cost classes, and they can even help offer classes in the early morning or at night, something that's in between their work days. On an individual level, it's simple. Start reading. It doesn't matter if it's a simple Dr. Seuss book or a Stephen King novel. You can only get better at reading and comprehending if you practice. Start at a young age. Parents need to take 20 minutes out of their day to read a simple book to a child. Parents can set up programs within their family. Not only does reading to their kids encourage a family union, but it develops a love of reading for a child. They could tell their child if they read 2 books a week, at the end of the month, they'll take their child out for a movie or for ice cream, something to encourage them. If they want to make it seem more fun, you'll see on the handouts, parents can take their children to the LA Times Festival of Books. There they have a huge, massive tent set up where their favorite, like Outlaw Woodsy stars or whatever, come out and encourage children to read. But for adults, they need to just stay focused. They need to know that if they have a better education, then their children can have a better education. So in this essay, you were told about how illiteracy is affecting the economy, how many people are affected, and simple solutions to fight this. And I know for some of you, you think the US is a pretty developed country, so illiteracy cannot be a problem. But if 30 million adults cannot do simple tasks at their work because they cannot read, obviously something is not working.